This is the Southborough Stewardship meeting. And I'm gonna do a roll call. Kat McKee.
Here.
Kevin Farrington.
Here.
Brett Peters.
Here.
And Joyce Greenleaf here. So we have quorum. I'm calling the meeting to order at 7:03 p.m. And our first order of business is to review the minutes. So not sure if everyone had a chance to read them in advance, but does anyone have any corrections or additions?
I do, and I can share screens. Just give me a second to get the right one. Okay, you should be seeing the minutes and the highlighted.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Let me just make sure. Are you seeing Stewardship highlighted or Sam Stivers?
Stivers.
Yeah. Stivers, yeah.
So I'm on the wrong one. Hang on.
Okay. Screen management, not my strong suit.
I have 3, so it's a little difficult. So now you should be seeing.
Yes,
Stewardship
stewardship is
highlighted.
highlighted. Oh,
That's the error. So it says the motion to adjourn was made by Stewardship and seconded by Catherine. So I don't remember, and I don't know if you guys do, who. I can, if you want to approve as amended, and I'll go back to the recording and get that tidbit and update it. It's up to you.
yeah, that's fine. I
Yeah.
don't remember either. It's unlikely that it was me because I don't usually make the motions.
Yeah. Yep. So it's either Brett or Kevin.
Can I jump in?
Oh,
Freddie.
Freddie, and Freddie is with us.
Hi.
Hi, Freddie.
I just want to say, if you don't know who it is, you need to approve them later when you make the edit, I think. Who makes the motion?
Oh,
Is that what you're
Are you-
talking about?
Yeah, but
I could be wrong, but I don't think you can say we're going to figure out what it was and then approve them like that. I think you need to know what. who
okay.
made
Yeah,
it.
we don't remember, and it was just like a typo. So we'll have to listen to that part of the meeting again.
Yeah, I'm just saying for proper, I don't
Yeah.
think you can go back and listen and then change it and have it already approved,
Right.
you know.
Okay. So we'll.
It's not a big deal, but
Well, so we'll hold off on any vote to approve these, but we can, and we can do that next time, but we can still offer any other further corrections.
yeah, and it might be I can multitask during the meeting. So maybe we just flip the agenda and I can check out the recording while I
so
am.
table it till
the
the
meeting.
end of the meeting.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, then the first order of business, or then the order of business that's on the table is to take a look again at the Breakneck Hill draft map from Claire Dacey. And last time, the considerations we identified were for call outs or more prominence. Some of the things we considered were ecology being called out, Wildflower Hill, parking lots, maybe having a bird, such as a bobolink, showing the trail to the town forest, the summit, maybe having a native flower painted and called out, adjusting the trail
I'm
closer.
sorry, is there a
Yep.
list?
It's in the minutes, the draft minutes.
Okay,
That's where I'm looking.
yeah, I'm sorry, because of the accident, I'm just so far behind on everything.
Oh, yeah.
And my
so-
sister passed away, so I'm just,
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a lot.
Freddie, I can send them to you. Do you have access to your email? Would that be helpful to have it readily available?
yeah, I can go there now.
Yeah.
And
okay.
it's right on the top of page 2. So we did have a lot of discussion last time. I was just trying to highlight what
And
some
I'm
of
sorry,
the-
I'm not prepared, but.
That's
I
all right.
just can't
um,
be.
what we had highlighted some things to potentially circle back with her, but wanted you to have a chance to weigh in as someone who served up this idea and had a vision for it. So
And I appreciate that greatly. Thank you. I'm just logging into my email. There's 3 attachments.
and yeah, the first one I think is the minutes.
Thank you. It's the Word document.
All right, thank you. And top of page 2, that will just help me be not
Yes.
Breakneck Hill. So the Beecology, can I read this down? Do you mind?
Sure.
So now it's a Beecology Garden with a bumblebee, maybe. Wildflower Hill, I say that's a priority for me. Because we've been calling it Wildflower Hill for almost 20 years, and there's all those gardens plus the wildflowers. Trailhead parking lot. I would say where you say birdless name, I would say call out the grassland bird habitat, because that's pretty intense.
Yeah, I think our intent with that item 4 was like an actual little painting of like a bobolink or something.
Yeah, but don't you
The
call out
word
the grass?
grasslands is on the map already, grasslands.
Okay. So does she do one bird, then bobolink would be nice? Or kestrels, or bobolink there and then kestrel up on the hill? I'm looking at the list.
Is the room enough up on the hill to put a picture of a bird? It's kind of, you have to be tiny. You're talking about up at the peak or whatever, the summit rather?
Do you have a do you have the,
I have it up if we want to, I can share it out if that would help us with the
I
discussion.
think it would help
Sure.
me.
Yeah, let me share it 1 second.
And I'm gonna, I'm gonna open up the minutes on my phone so I can look at that at the same time, okay? That might take me a minute. So I don't have I don't know how to put them both up at the same time is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, I
Yes.
can. Thank you.
I can't yet, but I'll be there in a minute, all right?
Okay.
I'm going to the minutes. And putting that list up. Page 2. I'll be there 1 second. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Sure.
I can get rid of that. There we go. So like yeah, I guess I thought the map area would be bigger. Like this is a big map, right, for the kiosks, not on this size. So if I know that it will be small if we have a 8 by 8.5 by 11, right? But I'm trying to enlarge. Can you enlarge that like really big? Like
that?
yeah.
I mean, that's
How big would a 24 by 36 printout of this be, for example?
I don't know if I have the spatial skills to do that.
Yeah,
So
so that's true. The bigger we make it, the more stuff we can fit in it.
So let me throw out one thought I had, which I don't know how this will enlarge, but to make a big, huge poster size printout of it. We were going to have a big one on the kiosk, right? But when I was looking at the shed, and because we have to have a big one because if we're putting the 2 in it, and thinking about massing, and you don't want a big wall of, you know, just solid building. And on the tail end towards the Breakneck Hill, the small end that's going to not have any doors or windows to break it up, I thought we could put a trellis with some flowers going up it. And then I thought, but we haven't discussed, that on the other side, some artwork would be nice. And what if we put a real big rendition of this? I know it's on the parking lot side, but people, you know, the gardeners go over there, and other people who walk the trail, once they know it's there, might go there and look. So
It's an interesting
thought.
idea because the parking over there, it gives it kind of a kiosk-y feel, you know, where you can see this beautiful.
Right. And then a lot of people do walk the whole thing and come around and come down to the community gardens, and they tend to cut across, but I think people would stop and look at it.
I think so too. Yeah.
And it would break
I
up the
think
massing.
We'll find, yeah, and and it would be nice if it's on both major trailheads, which is community gardens and the kiosk side, so.
And the kiosk side, because we put up flyers and stuff there as well, I don't know how this would work, but to have a really big one there would be nice. But
Sure.
could we have it, you know, when we had the cow outline before, we would put stuff on top of it. I don't know if that would work, but anyhow, it just seems to me that there's when I first saw one of these, my thought was there was potential to call out lots of things. But
I guess
I
it
understand
depends
not
what-
making it too crowded.
What are we optimizing for? Because right, if we're only putting up giant ones, then you're right, we should put a lot of info, but are we doing this also as a brochure to hand out, or
Well,
something
that's
for people to
the,
have in their pocket, you know?
yeah, it's a good point everyone is making about that. I think one of the things that attracted us to this idea of this kind of map in the first place was our understanding that it was very scalable and very, like, if we change the trails, we own it, and like we can adjust that on there. Like there's some, wasn't that your understanding, Freddie, that it's
Yeah, there's
like
great
very scalable
flexibility.
to print in different sizes?
But here's the thing. Printable handout flyers, for the most part, are a thing of the past.
Yeah, nobody wants them, I think.
If you try
Right.
getting a takeout menu from a restaurant nowadays, you know, and the
Yep.
cost of printing and the paper waste, and you have a what are those? The QR codes, right? So you can
Yep.
bring it up and you can scale it as big as you want if you're on your phone, right? So I think
Sure.
let's be thinking to the future, not to the past.
And we don't, I hadn't thought about a QR code on here that would link to our stewardship site, or anything, but I guess instinctively, I think it would affect the beauty of the document.
Get me right. No QR code on this. We don't need a
Okay.
QR code. A QR code on the kiosk that brings you to this on your phone. QR code on our website that brings you, you know, QR codes that bring you here. Not that this has a QR code on it.
Okay, okay.
And you could, if you needed a QR code near this for people that are on this side, and you're, you know, you could put it next to it or underneath it in a separate piece.
Exactly.
So
So,
if people are on board with that, I say let's ask her what we can do.
yeah, so yes to calling out ecology, yes, Wildflower Hill, yes to the parking lots.
So can I ask a question before you go on to yes to what?
Mhm.
Is, I know she went over there with GPS. I believe she walked it a couple of times, but to my thinking, the meadow area, and then can you go up to the summit area? I don't, that section doesn't look as big as I think it is in my mind. Am I wrong? I'm going to email out, it'll take me a second, a picture that I think Jeff Collins did. A map, okay? And it's going to take me a minute to find it, so.
Right.
bear
We're being
with me.
entertained. Brett's entertaining us.
Okay, I'm
Yes.
going
I figured
to,
I'd pull up the, so where is it? Yeah, let's see.
Yep, you found it.
You found it.
you found what?
Right,
The
Nick Hill on
aerial
Google
view of
Maps.
the map.
Oh, I thought, but not this thing here done by Jeff Collins. Where he called out all the acreage of all the sections.
Oops. I don't know if this helps or not, but we can kind of see, here's the map. Here's the satellite. So this is the top area here. I assume that Freddie, what you're referring to kind of on the,
Yeah, maybe it's,
I think it's because of where the boundary is, makes it feel smaller, just because when you're in person, I mean, that red line, well, it sounds stupid, but the red line isn't there, right? So you don't, it feels like it's wider there, but you know, the border is closer, but.
Is the red line, that's part of the artwork, right? I don't know if I
Yeah.
love the red line.
I don't
Does it
like the
have-
red line.
Does it have to be red? That's,
No,
I don't know why I didn't call that out before.
I mean, I didn't call it out either, but now that you guys say it,
No,
it's like, yeah, it
A
seems.
darker
harsh.
green would be better, but,
I think
or
so.
something.
I think you're
All
right,
right,
Freddie.
let me-
Even black, even dark black would be better, I think.
Anything but
Would
red.
that be confused for a road if it was black?
Yeah,
Maybe.
don't do black, I don't think, but we can ask her to try different things and we could see which one we
Yeah.
liked, right?
Yeah.
All right. I got this. I'm emailing it. To Brett. It's fastest. You can put it up, right? Should I go Outlook or Southborough?
Southborough is the one I have.
Wait a
Sorry.
We can see your email, Brett, in case that
Yes, I
matters
was
to
just
you.
trying to make sure it was the Southborough.
I do that all the time. I'm just like, tell me, people, tell me.
Oh. Yeah, you don't want something you don't want.
Right.
All right.
Yeah, when I first shared the screen, I was like, what tabs do I have open?
This is coming through with an empty screen. So the north pasture is 5.8 acres. Okay,
Okay.
can you scroll up a little bit? Jeff,
Yeah.
to the bottom? Did I capture the bottom in the picture, I hope?
Yeah, I think so. Why didn't that work? An image in new tab. There we go.
So, can you,
All right, I'll just scroll in here.
I
Minimize
feel like
this.
in her map, E and F seem more squat.
In her
well, if you
map,
just, if somebody's good with,
Yeah.
if somebody's good with jotting down these numbers, does that go a little bit further down? Did I not send it all, Matt, Brett? There we go. All right, so
oh,
A
these
is,
numbers, yeah.
so if you have these, if you add these numbers together, right? You have the
Mhm.
south pasture, you don't have to add it all, is 14.8 plus 1.3. I'm just
Oh,
doing it in half, okay? 1.3, and then B, C, and D would be plus 4.1 and 0.8 and 4.7. If somebody can do that. You
I'm just,
understand what I'm getting at? I want us to divvy it up and see, because the top half just seems so much smaller. And
I guess, but what are the numbers? I mean, you're talking, it seems smaller just visually, right? Like,
Yeah, so I want to see if mathematically, if it's proportionate, right? So if you have see the line going, oh, you can't see my cursor. If between the north and south pasture, that line straight across,
Yeah,
Yep.
right?
there.
Yeah, all the way to the other side. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you add all of this up together, that would be 14.8 plus 1, and then go down to A, 1.3,
Or A is, oh, A down here, yeah, okay.
B is 4.1. I can't write this down because,
Oh,
I'm taking some notes here,
so,
but I'm not adding them up.
okay, let me just add them up in my head. 4.7 and 0.8 is 5.5, and 4.1 is 9.6, and 1.3 is 10.9, right? 10.9 and 14.8 would be 26.7. Does that add up?
25.7.
I must have carried a 1 in my head that's not there, but, okay, and then compare that to the north pasture. It's 5.8. This is, the picture's cut off, you can't go down any lower. My picture.
Freddie, your voice faded there.
Does this picture go any lower? Is the bottom, did I cut off the numbers?
no,
There,
there.
there, that's what it is. So you have 5.8 for the north pasture
No,
plus 3.6, that's 8.9.4,
That's 9.4.
and 2.9 is 12.3. And
Yep,
3.5 is
12.3.
15.8, 18.3, 19.3, and 8 is 20.1, right? $20.1, are we in agreement?
I think so. I lost track.
Approximate, good enough, right? We can do the math on an Excel sheet
Yeah.
if you need. So 20 to 25, right? Can you bring up the other one? The picture?
let's see, this one?
Yeah, so to me, E and F look too short.
I isn't in there.
The other map only
G.
had 45 acres on it, and the property's what, 90 and a little bit more, right? So
It's 100
Yes.
acres.
It's in the 90s, I think.
Well,
But
the
you-
problem is well,
Or did the new stuff get added and that makes it over?
there was
90?
another 2 acres added in, so we
Yeah.
need to claim them.
Mhm.
Even though it's a different parcel, so we need to have this map include those.
Mhm.
It's in the corner up by that squat building there.
Mhm.
This corner here, we have 2 acres.
That's not a building, that's a rock, in case you are referring to that big thing that looks like a building in the,
Why is it
Oh.
there?
I don't know, let's make it.
No, I think it
Is that a
is
building?
a parking lot or something
it's-
back.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
That's
Oh.
Yeah,
that's
that's the,
Capital Group's building there.
And I think I would like it to just be forest. I don't think we have to depict the buildings
Okay,
around us.
thought it was a rock. So-
Yeah, so like we're under Breakneck Hill, I don't think we need the whole parking lot there.
Oh, you wouldn't include our parking lot?
No, see where it says Breakneck Hill?
Yeah.
I don't think we need to have the Route 9's crap.
oh, all of those.
Oh,
yeah.
above, yeah. Oh,
Yes, I agree.
I mean, you want to be
Friends.
people to be able to place it in town in there mentally. I kind of like at least that, because I don't think
Okay,
it
well-
detracts.
We can keep that, but I think this other thing, it does look like a memorial for the Plymouth Rock or something, so.
It does, yeah. It looks like a rock with a plaque on it to me.
okay.
So keep the Route 9 buildings, but maybe dump that
But here's
rock
my
in the
question.
forest.
Right? I guess you want some you don't want it right up to the top, but if we're trying to make the map of the property bigger, do we need all that area above the top of the red line and Breakneck Hill? Is that important for us to have?
Well, it's not very much area. And actually, it probably should say Breakneck Hill Conservation Land.
And there's plenty of room for that, and it could go right over that squat building that could be a light gray and still be there.
Well, do we
Yeah, that's
want
the
it
other
still
alternative.
there?
If the building looked a little more like the stuff on top that was a lighter gray, maybe it would just kind of fade out, you know?
And have the road in there, but then have Breakneck Hill Conservation Land over it,
Right.
right? But can you scroll down a little bit, Brett?
Yeah, that's the bottom.
So I just feel like there's a lot of framing around the actual picture that makes the picture.
Well, there is in the
smaller.
top, a little bit in the top and bottom, the left and right, just because of the way if you looked at the left, it's right up to the edge, and at the right.
I get the right and left, but
Yeah.
are we, I'm not committed one way or the other, but do we need that much below?
Well, I guess it depends how many call out things we want to have that might not sit on the property, but in the margins. Because like I like the north with the bee, and I mean the bird, if we had a painting of a bird, it wouldn't have to sit in the grasslands. It could also be in the margins. It's like a feature of our property.
But we're not going to put them at the top. Someone else can think about it, because there's plenty of room
Yeah.
over here on the left of Breakneck
Yes.
Hill Road
Yes.
in that
We
area,
could put a painting of a bird there.
or Kestrel.
Yeah, up here.
Kestrel or
Put the
a
Kestrel over there. Well, the bobbling should go in the grasslands, I would say. Don't you want something in the map?
Well, I guess I'm worried about how busy it will get if we're also adding in Wildflower Hill, like all these other words or painted parts, like if it's going to say Wildflower Hill, if it's going to say Summit, if it's going to say Beecology, that's 3 or 4 times as many words as are currently on there, and then also a bird. I just guess I call that out of how much we want to have going on.
And again, think of a
A bigger map.
56 by 100. I'm exaggerating, but
I know. Yeah, I think that's
Another thought might be if you use those, if you just had the icons around the map, on the map where you want them, and then you had a legend that, had the bee and you could put some text, the bobble link and and then the star for the summit. So you're actually just preserving the map area for the icons and less text. That might be another approach.
well, I'm looking at an old Southborough Open Land Foundation property map. And it's printed out. And if you want to go to their website, I bet it's there. This is an old one, but it has the whole town, and it has all their properties written out. There's no pictures of pretty things, but it also shows the Sudbury Reservoir, Sudbury River, open channel, all the route numbers,
I
roads.
mean, depending on how many more times we want to go back and forth, if we're okay with another round, we could list everything and see if it looks too busy or not.
yeah, she expects another round. I
Okay.
don't know what the cost implications are for how many additional rounds.
How about if
Okay,
we
so
have her draw it as if for everything, and then it won't cost to take out? And maybe we have 2 versions, right? One for really big.
Well, or is that one of the aspects that we don't fully understand that would be editable, so that we'd have our full-on version and then, oh, well, we're gonna print a couple of smaller ones for some special purpose, and we could
So
edit.
she's gonna give it, we're gonna get like a digital version where we're able to take things in and out. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, it was my understanding we will own it and be able to change it, like if trails change or those kind,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was my understanding, and I don't know if that's how Kat and Freddie remember it.
Well, I had the original conversations with her and that was what we discussed. I wasn't sure though if we were getting a painting product as well, but I think it's digital. I don't think there's like a painting.
If that's the case, I'd say let's put a bunch of stuff in and we can pull stuff out after.
I would
We can
also say, we don't have to decide right now that we're going to pull it out because she's the artist and depending on the cost implications, it behooves us to investigate having her do it so it would look better than us taking it out and then whatever we have to do. But I mean, I would think not having the summit called out, not having the vernal pool and trail to the town forest called out, the
You would think not having them, is
would
that
be a
meaning
problem.
would be, okay, finish that
Oh,
statement. So
okay,
just-
yeah.
I wasn't finished saying, because I think calling out the my cursor's on it and my words aren't coming, quarry, because it brings you in there, right?
Mm.
And
Yes,
then-
and the trail to town forest we thought was important.
Yeah, she said
and
that.
that goes to the vernal pool too, right?
Yes, yep.
Vernal, so a salamander over there would be nice.
Oh, I didn't even think of a salamander. We didn't think of that, you guys, last time.
So, I have to get back to the list because I sideswiped you all.
Oh, no,
So-
that's okay. I mean, that was our list as we went through it of things, but we just didn't know how far to go.
I
And
think part of the problem of the map looking out of whack, but we can look at it again, but I think it's because when we got rid of all the trails for the grasslands, remember it used to be all bisected ABC and the
Yeah.
south pasture used to be way closer over. That, an unsegmented section looks bigger than lots of little segmented sections together, I guess.
Yeah.
It's just when I'm walking it, it seems like the back of the summit seems bigger than that. The
Does
woodland
anybody
area.
have the list like just in a notepad editable thing and we can all just look at it and agree on, let's just agree on the list right now, go through item by item and
I have it up if you want it from the minutes. I pulled it from the last one.
sure,
Is
does
that
that sound,
Is that the list
I
you're
mean, that's what
referring
I
to?
think we should do. Yeah, the list of all the things. Let's come
Yeah.
up with that final list right now, I think.
Yeah, in and out, and let's be specific, like that building in the woods, in or out.
Right.
All right.
So it's list to add and list to remove too.
Okay, so are you good with me sharing now, Brett?
Yep. Yeah,
Is there
sure.
any way to put them side by side?
Maybe if
Yeah,
I
I
pull
guess-
up the map, yeah.
Yeah, if you have the map, Cat, or you, otherwise you can email me the list and I can put it up side by side and I can manage the list either way.
Are you seeing minutes? And here's the list. Okay, so hang on just a second. Oh, too many windows.
Just let me know.
Oh, don't look at my email.
Block it.
There's nothing in there, but I just am paranoid because you just never know.
Right. Yeah, I moved it up to a different screen, so. I have my email on another screen, so now you can send me all the terrible things.
Here we go. And download.
We can also, and I do think she's willing to, participate in a Zoom meeting
Okay.
as well.
So
Oh, I already had it up, silly.
while we're waiting, I just want to make this comment that occurred to me. You said the
Is this the list?
quarry trail closer to the quarry. I think the issue is the quarry closer to the trail. There's a lot of space between the back of the quarry, isn't there, and the homes nearby. I don't think it's that close to the property line. I could be wrong.
Is this the list you were just pulling up, Kat? I just found it and I just pulled up the minutes.
Yeah, well, it's the live minutes that I have.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, so I thought we could take
That's
notes right
better.
into it. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, my cursor, I'm not getting it to do what I want it to do. Okay, I think we're good. Everybody see everything now?
I see the little list on the left in the map. Is that
Okay.
what I'm supposed to see?
Yeah, I think so, right, Freddie? That's what you wanted to show?
Yeah,
Okay, great.
thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
so let's go.
Ecology, yes.
And if we're sending that to her, garden should be, I mean,
Okay.
should be capital G.
Yep.
Oh, capital G
If he
right here.
doesn't do a small g.
Yeah. Ecology garden, Wildflower Hill.
What about
Guess we-
community garden? I know they're right on top of each other. Do we just want to call it garden area?
I'm gonna take out the numbers and number them at the end, just.
I'm okay with
Um,
calling out community garden, but
See how small it is over there, though?
I know.
Yeah.
Too small.
But remember, it's going to be bigger.
Okay, I think it needs to be in there.
Community
now,
garden
yeah.
and ecology.
Okay.
Oh, and
Well, we're not doing one, not the other.
I mean,
I
but
don't
is it,
even-
do you
I
want
guess I
it?
don't even visually, I don't visually see the ecology garden right now.
Right,
Always be-
so it's kind of, do you see my cursor? I would think it's right, like at the back end of this is the community garden in color.
Your
Like the
cursor's
different-
not there.
Okay,
It was there.
can you see this? Let's see.
disappears. Yeah, it
Okay.
seems like community garden is more called out visually than ecology garden is in this draft painting.
Yeah.
So I don't know
Agreed.
how she makes that distinct.
Well, also the red line, if it was closer up to the road,
Yeah.
would give you where the, where the, or what I'm seeing on the salt map, because I have the handout in front of me so I can look at it.
Yep.
Sometimes what they have is, the name with an arrow to it in some areas.
Yeah, and there is that that upper left corner where there is room for more words.
So you could write
Yep.
up there, you could write ecology research garden and community gardens with an arrow down
Yep.
as a thought. It might not be great, but I mean, this is a one-time big deal. So I think we can
Right.
take a couple of passes at
And
it.
do we want the word research as well? Probably.
If we're going to have enough space and we're putting an arrow, yes, but we could just leave it off if not.
So I don't like too many words. I agree with you, but research really brings it home as to what it is, and
Yeah.
it distinguishes it between what a community garden is, and
Yeah.
I think it is an important distinction.
I
And
would
it's
add it.
prestigious for the work that's been done there, that this stewardship committee has facilitated, right?
Yes,
Yep.
Eventually, there's probably going to be a book, you guys. I would hope,
that would be awesome.
That'd be
But-
cool.
down the road. Hopefully we'll get a mention.
I would think so.
The,
Wildflower Hill, yes.
wait a
So
second,
we're
that's,
gonna say ecology research garden, community garden.
Yep.
can we
Okay.
walk the property so we don't forget stuff? If that's easy. Because now we go over Do we call out the apple trees? Like, why wouldn't we call
Oh.
out the apple trees?
I guess that to me.
Because they're
is
going away.
busy.
Yeah.
That would,
Okay, all right. And we don't need to call out the farm pond.
no,
Yeah.
no. I don't think so.
What are we doing? I think, are we calling out both parking lots?
I think you could
I
just
like that
put a
idea.
P there,
Okay,
Yeah,
community
Okay.
garden P.
so on both
Do you need to
parking,
call it the trailhead parking lot, or can we just put a P there?
I think there's a standard way to refer to parking lots with a P.
yeah,
But is anyone?
So
is
do we need
anyone committed
trailhead
to
at
the
all?
Trailhead parking lot.
No.
I think, yeah, parking
You
lot kind
don't
of
need the
implies
word
those are-
trailhead, I don't think.
right,
Well, I
So
think it
both
helps
parking
people
lots
know
go up.
that's where they're going for the trails, but. I mean,
Hmm.
and Wildflower Hill actually is bigger than it shows on. Wildflower Hill is this whole section here,
Right here.
you know, where the pollinator gardens are, so it's bigger than it's bigger than just A now. Because we added the upper pollinator garden.
Yeah,
Oh,
so I could
grass.
almost see, like, the way she has the letters grasslands, like Wildflower Hill kind of sweeping across that lower left where those gardens are.
And into that little area that's.
Yes,
it's not a-
Wildflower Hill.
And then move grasslands, maybe.
Yeah, grasslands could be
Over.
adjusted over to the upper, like a little
Wildflower
to the
Hill.
right.
So Wildflower Hill will go kind of below and left of where Grasslands is, and
Yeah.
Grasslands will move to the right. Okay.
Yeah, I think
Well,
so.
Wildflower Hill would, yeah.
I'm talking about the
See-
words, yeah.
Do you see where? Do you see where there's a? On the red
Where-
line, there's a square. Below Wildflower Hill, right? And if there's a point,
This
that
point
point,
here,
go
can you see
just
my
above
cursor?
it. Yeah, just in there,
In
right?
here?
and then going, because the Wildflower Hill is over to the left. Do you want it to be in there at all?
I
I'm
think
not following.
Wildflower Hill is those 4 little
Yeah,
green patches right there that
right.
she's pointing to.
But if you
That's-
put, if
that-
you put the words there, you cover them up.
Oh, so you're saying the words should go in this green kind of below the right side of those 4 patches in that open, tiny open space?
I don't think it's as accurate. I think the way she does the lettering, you see right through them,
Okay,
like it overlays.
all right. I thought we'd have some flowers over there.
Well, we can do a call out flower on the side or something.
Yeah. Just not a black-eyed Susan. God help me.
Is there a
Mhm.
flower we want her to paint?
One from Becology, I would say, because they're over there as well. What would look good? A bee balm with a hummingbird?
A bee balm or yeah.
What is another
So,
one? Yeah,
St. John's wort.
yeah, not, I think a bee balm is more. Because there was a lot of it on the Wildflower Hill before.
Yeah. Asters, I don't know.
No,
So where's this picture, the flower gonna go? On the hill?
it could actually go below in that square cutout, see what opposite the bumblebee?
Yeah, where your
Oh,
cursor.
Oh,
outside of the park.
Yes. yeah.
Okay.
Is anyone noting this?
yes, he's noting it on the screen and I'm noting it in minutes. So if someone wants to not do that, you're welcome to. I thought I was sharing my screen and apparently it was still stuck on pressing share. So anyway,
All right.
Yeah, and
I
I
was
just
wondering-
want us to be mindful of the time because we said we'd try and limit this to about an hour for the,
Sure.
so let's see how much we can get through.
So are we putting a flower in the bottom left
Yeah,
outside?
flower, bottom left, bee balm. And do we want another bird? We want a hummingbird with it?
If it would work.
B, is it BEE space
Yeah.
BALM?
Yep,
Okay. Okay.
maybe put potentially with hummingbird on it. And there's only one kind of hummingbird around here, so that's easy.
Okay. So that's in.
A bobolink in the grasslands.
Yep. Bobolink.
Is that bobolink?
Yep.
Bobolink in the grasslands.
If we can find a place to put the kestrel in on the side or not, it's pretty significant that we have kestrels.
Maybe up in this open area, but underneath the word breakneck.
Well, we're gonna have conservation land there.
And
No, over where it says Woodland Road. The
Oh, over there.
bobolink, the kestrels tend to be in that to the right of
F.
Meadow.
Yeah.
To the right of
That-
Meadow.
That is F section in the middle there. And that's where the bobolinks tend to, they're nesting maybe in the woods. They're not nesting in the bobolink box, but maybe someday. And I'm calling it a bobolink, I'm sorry, kestrel. They're not using the
Kestrel.
kestrel box, but they're in that area.
So
And then-
kestrel somewhere outside of Woodland Road here.
Oh, next to, it's to the right of Meadow, but between, it's like in that little,
Right
yes,
where the
exactly.
cursor is, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, to the right of the W in Meadow in that, oh, right where, okay, okay. Sorry.
Kestrel there would be really nice.
'Cause that's where the box is too. It's in,
We put the box there also because that's where they were first seen coming flying across, I believe.
You know,
Although
on
last
our
summer,
street-
they were all in the grasslands. I think you want to call out the summit.
Yep, Summit, that was on our list too.
Yeah,
Um,
Summit, so.
Just with, yeah, with the letters overlaying. And actually, you know, another bird to, I mean, I know it gets too crowded, but we do tons of bluebirds here.
Oh, we need
Yeah.
the Bluebird Trail.
I don't know.
What's
what
Bluebird Trail?
You can put boxes, several, I mean, at least one Bluebird box, but we have a whole bunch of them and call out the Bluebird. Yeah, silly for us to miss that.
well, we
but the
did-
bluebird, not the box, right?
Well, you could paint a Bluebird box nest house in. We can find out if it works or not, but
I like the bluebird image personally.
Or a bluebird sitting on a box.
feeding its babies a worm, no. Yeah.
We're gonna need a whole new sheet of paper.
We can ask her, she can
Well-
guide us what's too much. She's done other ones of these, right?
I'm neutral on the Bluebird, so whatever you guys think.
Yeah, I put it in just so we don't lose it.
It's in.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a pretty big deal because they were pretty much almost extinct from this area, extirpated anyhow. We didn't have any. So that we have them now, it's like ho hum, but there was a day when it was exciting.
Okay, and then
Yeah.
we have the town forest trail.
Vernal pool.
And also, are we gonna label the quarry?
Well, are we back at the town forest?
Yeah, that's
Trail.
it.
Yeah, vernal pool is there. And of
So we-
salamander.
So we want to label a trail that says to town forest,
Yep.
Yes.
show trail, and, you know, label.
And if you don't want to write vernal pool, because there's a sign there, you could have a salamander there.
Hmm,
That might imply that there's a vernal pool.
Mm-hmm. Put and or salamander painting, maybe.
Should we show the beginning of the town forest on the other side of Woodland Road? Looks like there's room there.
I would like to. just to-
Yeah.
for perspective.
Yeah.
And the town forest is
With,
south.
with a border of where it is on this map, like would we put the, at least the border that we can
With
see
the
on this map?
entrance, yeah.
Where the entrance is, okay,
And
It's
we,
about where the N is, so the N needs to go somewhere else.
the N can go below the B.
Maybe the N can go on top of the Plymouth Rock thing. Isn't the N usually, is the bumblebee pointing to north?
I believe so.
Because the N is actually to the, I mean, on a map, isn't N usually on at the north? Because the N is at the
Yeah, the N.
southwest, southeast on the map, right?
but that's the, I mean, that's the compass, right? Doesn't
I
matter
thought
where
the
it is on the
B-
map.
I thought
I'm
the B was
confused.
the compass.
Right, yeah, the B is the compass and the
I
N
didn't
is,
know the B was the compass.
Why is the B the compass?
Who
If
would know
someone
that?
listened, if someone listened to our conversation just that was the last minute. Why is the B
Why
the
is the B
compass?
I mean, I guess the N wouldn't make sense unless there's something to give it a direction, right?
Normally, when I read a map, the N is at the north side of the map.
I think that it could go anywhere if, but it needs
If
an
the
arrow.
B is the compass.
Yeah,
I'm
we could
sorry.
add an arrow. I
I
guess it
didn't know the
seems
B
kind
was
of,
the compass, so
Well,
That's
we need to
interesting.
ask her, maybe pose that as a question for her, but yes.
I
could
don't
be
like
moved
it.
Up. It could be moved.
well, I'm just saying the N is where the town forest is if you're putting that in.
Yeah, and I think Kat, one of your maps has a good displays how they connect.
Hey,
Well,
guess what?
yeah.
You don't need to write trail to town forest. If you have the trail going there and then you have the town forest on the other side with another trail, people, and then over there where the N is, it says town forest, it will show that that's what's happening.
Yeah,
And then you can say vernal pool with a salamander if you're not saying town forest.
I believe I kind of got what you said, but let's just have a, what should we write for the instructions for that?
Show town forest trail. Include vernal pool and or salamander image.
and the outline of that edge of town forest.
And the trail that goes to Woodland Road.
Right,
Doesn't have
show
to say-
town,
Doesn't have to say to town forest.
show town forest to trail to Woodland Road.
Yeah, okay.
And then add, you said add town forest, the name where the N is.
Right, if you write town forest there, you don't even have, and the outline with a trail going into the town forest. And a
People will
trail
get it.
going over to Woodland Road, you don't have to say trail to town forest, because the map,
Right.
when you're on the property, it does.
Yep.
Visually, it will tell you, so that's less writing.
Yeah, but we need to show, like right now, the trail, there is no trail that goes
Yeah, that
outside
needs
of
to go in,
break.
Yeah,
Yep.
we're adding it. It's an addition.
Yep,
and
yeah, so that's the trail. And then, so we make sure the trail's clear and we'll call out where town forest is.
yeah. With the boundaries and a trail going into it.
And we talked about removing the building in the woods
Okay.
at the middle of this top center there.
Did we also briefly mention maybe making it lighter, like the stuff up top, or do we want to just fully remove it?
I guess I'm a little bit neutral on that. Either lighter or gone.
I'd vote for
Yeah.
gone. I don't think it adds anything.
And I think the perspective of what's back there indicates there's stuff back there. So I agree, make it gone, remove the
Gone. It's
building parking lot that looks like a rock. No, should I not say that? Because I don't want to be offensive, but that looks like Plymouth Rock
yeah,
with a plaque.
with a plaque
If the
on it.
driveway was going up there. But I don't think we need to call it out
No,
or make it really lighter or something different.
Yeah, remove the building and lot that stands alone under the word hill.
Can,
Right, that's a better way to put it.
And add the words conservation land.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
that.
Yeah, you got that.
and, oh. See this trail, the dotted line that goes in the
Yeah.
woods? That trail needs to go all the way up. It connects to that build parking lot in the corner.
This one here?
Yeah, they come in from the, maybe not now, but in the past, we'd have joggers, everyone coming from the office park. And then as well as it goes down to, we can decide this later, but
Hmm.
that little thing to Woodland Road is a connector. And it's a road and it's a trail we had before that's been abandoned, but maybe we can't put it in now, but
So do you want to trail it to connect that, the commercial property back there?
well, the problem is, see this dotted line?
Yep.
That's the Woodland Trail. There is see the solid white line? That goes straight back all the way to, it's a separate trail. If you're in the
Which-
corner of the summit right here, right where your cursor is, right?
Mhm.
That entrance is up from where the road is. You know, it was an old farm road.
Mhm.
And it runs right adjacent to the stone wall of the property boundary. And you can walk down there all the way to the back of trees and shrubs.
Okay.
This other trail maybe should be up a little bit. I don't know. And I don't know if that gets too confusing, but there's two trails
Oh,
over
I see
there.
what you're saying. Oh, you're right, because yeah, there's this trail. You're right. There's a trail that cuts out here and then comes back. And then there's another one that goes straight out. You're right. There should be two trails here. And this
It goes-
dotted line one should be higher up.
It goes straight out all the way to Woodland, so past
No.
the boundary line.
No, it goes
Oh.
straight out. When you go straight to the corner near that office park, it ends up at the backside straight ahead. That's trees and shrubs and then the office park, right? So it follows
Yeah.
that red line to the north. And
Let me
then
see
it
that.
does take a right.
Wasn't sure if we could see it here at all, but
Can you go up a little bit?
yeah,
Really can't, I can't.
it's all
see.
just covered by trees.
Yeah.
Can you go up? Can you go up a little bit further up to on Woodland Road?
Yeah, here's shrubs and trees.
Yeah, it's so overgrown now. You can't see where
Yeah,
that,
I can't tell.
I think it's right here. See where the, see where it says Woodland Road in between that? Between those two?
Here?
I think, no, the other one up higher, up here.
Here.
It's, yes, you have the first house, then they built a new house, then you have Eddie Estella's house. I think this is Eddie Estella's. It's right here, but you can't see my cursor, but right below where your cursor is. That's a road and there's a gate.
Yeah, it's so overgrown. I'm reluctant to mark it on the
Yeah.
map.
I think it's good not to, like, I think
Yeah.
it's,
It's just not that, yeah, it's so overgrown. All right, so are there any other things for the map for near term?
Are we
Because-
going to put that road that's existing in? The
mean this
dotted
one along-
line, the
Yes,
dotted line is in the, I think she's using dotted lines in the woods.
yeah,
So there should be a solid white line up to that corner. Right next to the border, because it's
Oh,
a trail.
there is.
No,
Oh, okay.
do you see where the dotted line starts?
Hmm.
That maybe should be up a little bit into, up the hill, right where you're, just a, just a little bit. And straight from the dotted line, it goes straight back to the edge of the property.
can you take your cursor and do that line she's referring to?
take your cursor and run along the red line.
This one?
Yep, there's a road that goes up to there.
Yeah.
And then the dotted line, so that should be a solid white, and if you want it to end there, let it end there, but people walk it.
Yeah, I've walked that one a bunch, so.
Okay,
Have you
so it's gonna parallel it's gonna run parallel to the red line and the white dotted line. Is that right?
Correct.
Thank you.
And then the dotted line, see how the dot, it is quite close to where that intersection is, but it's up a little bit.
Yeah, it comes in right here or something, right?
Well, actually, see where the road, what solid white goes up and meets it? The solid white should be to the left a little bit. See where the little green shrub is?
This one?
Nope, near the
This one?
red.
Right next to the red
There,
line.
who made that circle thing happen? Was that me? Nope, up a little bit.
Right
there.
there. Yeah.
That white line goes, it doesn't cut up the way that shows, I don't think. See how see where there's a three-way, what is that, a four-way intersection?
Yep.
That doesn't happen. What happens is there's the white
Oh, it
line,
does happen.
the white line goes more to the left, and then you have to take a right up the hill to get into that intersection.
Yeah, this kind of should go like,
Correct.
yeah,
And
like
then
that.
to get to the dotted line, you have to take a right.
All right. I don't know
The
how to
dotted
describe
line
that
does
in
not
words.
intersect like that. Yeah,
You
it's more where
know,
your cursor is now.
Freddie, you have an actual paper copy of the map. So we might have to actually write that on it and then scan it to show her, because I don't think we're going to be able to describe it in words.
So I'll put in the minutes, C map, insert white line running parallel
Joyce,
to
can we
red
work
boundary.
together on
and
that so we're sure we
dotted
got it
line.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
All right,
Um,
thank you.
And is there any other things on the map for near term? I mean, this is not our only chance. Like, she will have to respond to these and then we'll look at them.
And yeah, do you see now that, oh, wait a minute, it was just enlarged big. Do you see back where you
Okay.
were?
Yeah.
When we were looking, do you see when you're looking at it like this, there's plenty of room for a bluebird and
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, well, we have that big list now.
The only last thing from last time was we talked about whether or not we wanted to actually tell what type of bee this is.
Oh, say Bombus fervidus.
Yeah,
yeah, and Bombus fervidus needs to be a little thinner.
this one's
Bombus
all
fervidus
fattened up for the
doesn't
winter.
get that heavy. But the other thing, move trail closer to quarry. I'm not
Don't
sure the
body
quarry
shame that
shouldn't be closer to the trail. I could be wrong.
You're saying the quarry should be closer to the trail, not the trail closer to the quarry? Let's see.
Well, both maybe. Maybe it's a little bit of both.
Oh, the trail should be closer to the quarry so you can see it, because you
You
can.
really can see it.
Yeah,
But the
'cause it-
quarry, I
totally
don't think I don't think the quarry comes down and touches the border that close.
I don't
could be
know how
wrong.
exact it needs to be, though. Like, I hear you wanting to make it mostly correct, but I don't know how exact we need it, as long as
Okay.
we're close enough. You know what I mean? Like,
Close enough if you can write quarry there.
I wrote trail closer to quarry,
And I will
Yeah, just
and
if it's
call out
just a
for it.
bottom
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, a little closer is just because as it is now, I wouldn't think that you'd be able to see whatever
See it.
that is from the
Agreed.
trail.
Agreed. Yeah.
Okay.
Should it say old quarry?
Okay, do
Mhm.
we, are we comfortable with me circling back with Claire to talk through these things, and maybe working with Freddie on a markup of that trail we just spent a lot of time talking about to make sure we get that right for her, for a second round? Is that cool with everybody?
That is cool with me.
Yep.
We
So
forgot to mark the farm dump.
I'm sorry, forgot what?
we don't need to,
Put the
right?
farm dump in there. I'm laughing.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say I don't want to see the word dump on our
Carl
map.
Meyer.
Oh, man. No
Yeah.
farm dump. Yeah, okay. Um,
Stewardship humor, sorry.
no, no apology necessary. And
Future,
anything,
future
yeah.
area, gorgeous. It's gonna be wonderful.
it is going to be wonderful. Is there any other last input before we circle back and see if there's any determination on the minute thing?
Yeah, one quick thing is in the minutes, the acreage by pasture, do we want that reflected? Is that too detailed for the
Where does it say
minutes?
acreage?
Not
When
on
we-
the map.
yeah.
In my minutes from the
Session?
map he showed, yeah, that, because I thought that was really interesting.
Didn't you just show the map?
Well, we'll include the map in the minutes, but okay. So do you mind sharing that with me, Brett? And what was the total acreage that you
Oh, I
ended up
can-
with, Freddie?
Oh, God, I don't remember. I can do the math again.
25.7, no, I don't know, it's okay. I
I
just
can
thought it
send
was
you that. I
interesting.
can send everyone that map. It's been sent out before, but we should all have it.
Yeah, I
Yes,
might have
yes.
it, but thank you.
I'll send it
Yeah.
again.
Cool.
I just sent it to
Okay.
Brett because I didn't want to wait while I struggled. with everyone's name.
Okay, so I probably won't reach out to Claire. Well, I'll let her know that we've met, but just because it's a big holiday time, I don't want to be too disruptive of her holiday time, but I'll let her know that we have some edits for her, and hopefully have a phone conversation with her about them, and then send her the stuff that I would need to send based on the markup that Freddie and I will go over together. Because maybe, we could just mark it up with a pen, and then I could just scan that part of it and send it to her. So people are cool with that?
Yes.
And any further insight on who did the seconding?
Yes, even though you said you don't normally do it, you did it.
I did it. All right.
You
So
did it.
with that correction, were there any other corrections for the minutes? And if not, can I have a motion?
I move to approve the minutes from November 30th, 2022 as amended during this meeting.
Second,
Second,
and I'll do the roll call for the vote. All in favor, Kat,
Yes.
Brett,
Yes.
Kevin?
yes,
I vote yes. Freddie,
I'll abstain.
the motion passes.
And was that you, Kevin, who seconded?
I did.
Sorry,
yeah.
thank you.
All right, so I think this will be it until January.
You had another agenda item. I just want to give one quick sentence.
Okay,
Dennis, I forget his last name, the orchardist. I don't know why I called him again, and he responded. He calls me persistent. He's been out there. He's doing some of the trees, the apple trees. Remember, he stopped because of a hip replacement,
mhm.
and he did one whole tree and 3/4 of a second tree. We walked the area, and or I lived in the area, and they'll be coming back. He's not sure when because one of his crew got COVID. But maybe after the new year, if not sooner. So we think there's about, we looked at the trees, we're in agreement which ones he's going to do, and it's but he doesn't do the chipping. So we'll get Scott, who we talked about before, doing tree work, and he'll do some other tree work. But this is at least something that's ongoing now while we can before it snows or after it snows. But at least some of this work is happening.
Great. Thanks, Freddie.
Do you have Scott's last name handy? It's okay if you don't.
Oh, maybe. Mooney.
Mooney, with a EY?
That's how I spelt it. I don't know.
That's good, thank you.
All right. So in the interest of people having busy schedules and it's a holiday week, I
I'll
hope,
make a motion to adjourn.
do I have a second?
A second,
All in
that
favor?
was Brett. Yep,
All in favor? Kat,
yes.
Kevin,
Yes.
Brett,
Yes.
Freddie,
Happy holidays to all, and yes.
and me too. The motion passes. Happy holidays, everybody.
All right, you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Everybody.
Night.
Night.